Hello, I'm back again. I've been playing with these LED strips. Like last year, I played with some of them, and the only thing I don't mind about these AC strips are the LED strips. These is a RGB, and it uses the standard, AC adapter running to the little controller that turns the lights on. But when you plug these in, like to the Light O Rama especially, or anything, when you plug these in, there's a delay. There's about a second, second and a half, maybe 2 second delay. It's very inconsistent as far as like try to turn these LED strips on with trying to, get the timing right for these LED strips to come on. And when they come on, they look good and everything else, and you can do all kinds of, fade colors and things. But the delay when you plug this into the Light O Rama is the issue, because anywhere from a second to 2 seconds, halfway in between, you don't want them coming on too early, you don't want them coming on too late. If you have a big light show going on. So I was down at the local thrift shop where they have like home goods and home things and stuff like that. And they had these contactors there, and I was like, well, try one of these. So I bought a couple of them. They were like $3. So basically the way these contactors work is you have this 120 volt coil, and you have one side going to one coil, and then you have the other side going to the other part of the coil. And that makes, you plug in AC. When you plug in the AC on this coil, the way the contactor works, this is for heavy duty machinery and stuff, and big facilities for starting machines and things like that. So this is a 30 amp contactor, and I'm not nowhere near 30 amps. I'm not even probably near an amp. But basically the way these work is you have AC coming in, and then when you energize this AC input, the contactor, we have your machinery plugged in, will make contact together. When you release the AC, the contact opens up and there's no voltage going through for starting like a motor or things like that. So I just was messing around with one of these. This is just kind of a mock-up thing. But I have the AC in a little wire I made, these little plugs, AC plugs, have them soldered in and screwed in, so it's not going anywhere. And this is going to be, this is just test anyway. So basically I have my AC wire going to the coil, and that's what this is for. So I plug this in, this coil makes contact, and these contacts open, or close, I'm sorry. So what I have done with my AC adapter here is I have the positive coming from the AC adapter to this red wire, and that red wire is going to my LED strip, if you can see that. So I have this LED strip, long strip, it's about 27 inches long, whatever. But I have this soldered to the red wire is the 12 volts, and if you look at the back here, if you can see that, it has the voltages, or the 12 volt at the top, and then you have your red, green, and blue, green, red, and blue connections. And I've just got them soldered to the green for this one. This is just going to be kind of like an accent lighting. So I have the 12 volts positive going directly to the LED strip, and it's going to the 12 volt on this. The negative, which is the LEDs for each color, is negative on the LED strips. The negative, I have it broken through this contactor, and I've got them soldered to the contactor. And then the negative wire is continuing on, and that's going directly to this AC, or the RGB strip. So basically how I'm going to do this with my Light O Rama is I'm going to have this 12 volt power supply plugged in directly all the time. But there's no voltage going to be flowing through unless I energize this contactor, which this AC plug will be plugged into my Light O Rama. So that way it'll turn on, turn off, turn on, turn off, turn off. Now this won't fade, or shimmer. I don't know if it'll shimmer. I haven't tested the shimmer, but you can't fade with these because you'll get to a certain voltage and it'll just cut off. So I haven't tested I haven't tested anything. Basically, I'm just going to have this turned on and off, on and off, on and off. That's all I'm going to do with these lights. Is LED strips. So basically, you plug in the AC, and this will be going to my Light O Rama. The 12-volt adapter will be going directly to 120 volts, and it'll be always on, because I have an outlet near where this light strip is going to be. So this will be always on, and there'll be no voltage flowing through unless I turn it on through my Light O Rama and energize this coil. So what I'm going to do, I'll show you here. I'm going to plug in my 12 volts. So I have my 12 volts plugged in. And then I'm going to take my AC adapter or AC plug. And now the 12 volts is powered on through this unit, but there's no lights till I energize the coil. When I energize the coil, get this in here. Well, there we go. So as you can see, the coil is on, the lights are on. When I unplug, you see how it went off immediately. Plug it in. Well, I've got a little loose connection here, but you get the idea. This is, like I said, this is testing. So there's the contact on, contacts off, on, off. This thing is old. I've had it for ages, but it's not the greatest. But as you can see, I plug it in, makes contact, turn it off, it goes off immediately. And that's the thing I was wanting to do with this. I want these lights to come on and off immediately when the Light O Rama tells it to. So when it comes on, and it'll go off. On, off. Instead of waiting for this power supply to build up voltage, so that way this will come on eventually after a second, 2 seconds, whatever. These things build up voltage or whatever. But that's basically what I'm doing with these. I've just got a couple of these I'm going to mess with. So AC in to your Light O Rama, and then you break the negative from your AC adapter, going to the negative on the LED strip, and the positive you hook it up together. I've just got them sitting here, but positive will go directly to the LED strip all the time, and then you leave your AC adapter plugged in for your LED strips, and then you just break the negative lead with the contactor, and then when your Light O Rama tells it to turn on, boom, lights will come on. Okay? Hope that explains a little bit about contactors. They're very simple devices. This one is I think a 30 amp, which I'm not even using a half an amp, if even that much, going through this thing. So this thing will last. But the noise issue with the contact, let me show you, with the noise, the clicking all the time. You know, when you're turning them on and off, turning them on and off. You know, there's a little humming on it, but nothing major. But as you can see, they come on instantly. I wish this plug would work better. But they come on and off instantly with the contactor. But the clicking noise is kind of an issue. But I'm going to make a little box for these things to sit in and have the plug on the outside and have it sealed up. So that way the clicking will be on the outside and I won't have to listen to it on the inside. I've got 3 or 4 of these things I'm going to just play with. And like I said, this is just an accent light. I'm using the green, and I have some others that are red, and I'm using some others for the blue, but I'm using the contactors for these. I know there's controllers out there to do this, and it's all very, very basic compared to this, but just for now, until they have a big sale on those RGB controllers. For right now, I'm going to use a couple of these just for accent lighting and see how they work. I've already had 2 other ones I've tested with the Light O Rama, and they come on instantly. Just this extension plug is just crappy. The contacts inside are just making contacts and everything, but But then you get the idea. I don't want to ramble on too long, but there you go. That's what I'm using to turn on some of these LED strips. Coil 120 volts from Light O Rama. Positive going to positive, negative breaking through the contactor, going to the LED strip. Energize it, lights up. Simple, easy, and they work good. So I hope you enjoy that. See ya.